What's up, everybody? My name is Ben McLeod. You are tuned in to Datil Tapes here in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida. We are at Doubleland Studio, and I'm super excited to have Annie Dukes in for a session this evening. What's up?
Hi, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to hear some tracks and talk to you guys about, band life and touring and all the ins and outs and ups and downs. So it's going to be great. Annie Dukes formed in 2021, and since then they've been touring consistently. And the past few years, they've been putting out tons of new music, and it's all killer, and I can't wait to hear it. And I'm very excited for you guys to hear it as well. So let's hear the first track.
Just a gone girl in a man's world. Open wide eyes shut. Why so down on your luck? Think it's all in your head. Wait in line, single file. It'll just be a while. It's all in your head. Just a gone girl in a man's world. Dress you up, they call it Ivy League. Ladies etiquette, mother's trying to say it's better for the cause to keep us in captivity. One spoon on the right, two forks on the left, the knife is in your back. One cup full of tea, what's left of me? Doctor, please take me back. Red lipstick, green counterfeit. I think I'm turning blue. Just a gone girl in a man's world. Dress you up, they call it Ivy League. Ladies etiquette, mother's trying to say it's better for the cause to keep us in captivity. I think it's all in your head. Open wide eyes shut. Why so down on your luck? Think it's all in your head. Wait in line, single file. It'll just be a while. It's all in your head. One spoon on the right, two forks on the left. The knife is in your back. One cup full of tea. What's left of me? Doctor, please take me back. Just a gone girl in a man's world. Dress you up, they call it Ivy League. Ladies etiquette, mother's trying to say it's better for the cause to keep us in. Just a gone girl in a man's world. Dress you up, they call it Ivy League. Ladies etiquette, mother's trying to say it's better for the cause to keep us in captivity. Captivity.
You just heard Annie Dukes. That track was called Mother's China. Cass, I see a new bass you're about to play. Will you tell me about it?
Yes. So Emma and I drove to Gainesville. She spotted this on Craigslist. We'll start with that.
I have an eye for that.
She does. And we drove to Gainesville, just the two of us, hoping this guy wasn't going to kidnap us. But yeah, I fell in love with the bass. I love the wood finish of it. And yeah, I've always wanted an SG bass, and now I have it, and fits me very well.
You're officially a Gibson band.
We're
Two-
Gibson girlies.
Two
Girlies.
SGs and a junior.
Junior.
That's a new one. That thing is awesome. Those guitars are rock and roll. Mother's China. Cass, when did you guys record that?
We recorded that and released it earlier this year, so that's our latest single.
Nice. And what is it about?
The song originally had like a deep meaning for women, about women, and specifically about women's healthcare and the lack thereof, and research and knowledge of it, and just kind of the strife that like women face when trying to deal with their healthcare. But then the song kind of like formed into a much bigger aspect of just kind of being a woman and facing any kind of blocks, or I can't think of the right word, but just the struggles of being a woman in a man's world. But I think that a lot of people can relate to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as a female-fronted band, do you guys feel any differences, as women in music pursuing what you guys do?
Absolutely. I think that the stigma of having like a female band, especially a female hard rock band, we face a lot of, weird things in the industry. I think that the constant struggle to try to prove ourselves is always in our face, especially as a DIY touring band. We face a lot of weird things that we might not necessarily need to. Are
there any, hiccups coming from promoters or like whenever you're booking a tour that are unnecessary?
Yeah, of course. Of course there is. I mean, you get promoters that want to hit on you or, be a part of the project just to have females in coming to their venue. But most of the time for majority, like, it's amazing. We run into so many amazing venues and other bands and promoters. And we like to, since we book our own tours, we like to keep our lineups mostly female fronted or femme. So that helps the show because people come to the show knowing that they're going to get a feminine vibe, feminine
It
energy.
already sets the tone for the whole show.
Absolutely. Yeah. So your, kind of action towards that kind of stuff is just letting the music speak for itself, which it does. You guys absolutely crush it. As far as booking tours, writing, recording music, Cass, what would you say the best part about what you guys do is?
We're a live band, so I think playing the shows, it's kind of like you work hard, and then like the sweet treat that you get is like playing live shows for people. And I think that's really how people can see like our true, genuine self and hear our sound the best way.
Do you guys have any weird tour traditions or anything?
Oh, she's got a bunch.
I got a bunch. I am very superstitious. I got to paint my nails before every show. I sage myself before every show, and I sage them.
We usually have a big band hug, too.
Yeah.
I love that.
Before a show.
Mm-hmm.
So even after a show, sometimes when we're sweaty.
Yeah. Well, I would love to hear another track.
Awesome. This one's called Cherry.
Sweet.
Carousel of hell, pay the toll and I settle down. She walks in with scarlet on her face. All I want is to get a taste. I exist now in my fragile mind. I find myself there all the time. Lives in a world undefined. Smells of sweet berries on the vine. She's got me on my knees. I've got nothing but time. She could fight me. She could feed me, bite me, eat me alive. Maraschino cherries, a hint of rum. She's sweet like candy on my tongue. She's a visionary, but will be done. She's sweet like candy on my tongue.
So Cass, should I be calling you Cassidy?
No, I don't care.
I always call you Cass.
Cass is fine.
Okay.
As long as you don't call me Mama Cass, we're fine.
No, I never. Cass, you were recently on The Voice this year, and it was your second time on it. Mm-hmm. Will you tell me a little bit about your second experience?
Absolutely. I'll tell you about the first.
Okay.
So it was right after my dad passed away, and I was like, I need to do this for him. I need to do this. And I didn't make it, and it was devastating. And I kind of like took a little bit of a break from music. And then Annie Dukes came into my life literally right when I was just at the lowest point. And I feel like being in this band gave me the strength to go back and do it. Like, I have like the power of everybody that I love and the power of this band and the power of being a front woman that I didn't really have before. So it was such a cool experience, and I feel like I had redemption going back and actually making it. It was cool. So
with that redemption, what would you say the best, quality that you gained from it was, that helped you, be the front woman of this band? I feel like I just discovered my strength again as a woman and as a musician and just like a human being. Like being out in LA by myself, away from my family, my friends, my band, it made me like pull from a different part of strength in myself that I never had to before. So I feel like that is something I really gained that I took back with me, and I feel like it can kind of show in that way. Gotcha. Killer. Well, so Julie, you are new to the North Florida area, right?
Yeah, I moved here in 2021.
From where?
I moved here from Nashville, actually.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
What neighborhood?
In Nashville?
Yeah.
I lived in Franklin, actually.
Sick.
Don't judge me.
No. I mean, I lived like everywhere there.
We actually lived in Nashville at the same time, but didn't know each other.
And I think that we lived in Nashville at the same time.
That's crazy.
But didn't know each other.
I was there very briefly because with the pandemic, I ended up doing most things remote. So that's what brought me here.
And you are an audio engineer. Like, that's why you were in Nashville, correct?
That is why I was in
Cool.
Nashville, yeah.
So as far as, the guitar that you're playing today, is that your main instrument?
Yes. I think that bass is also one of my main instruments, but I love them both, so I can't really choose.
Gotcha.
But
Bass is her number one.
Yeah.
Don't let her fool you. She's the best bass player I've ever seen.
Whatever I'm holding, I am currently in love with, you know what I mean? And then I pick up the bass, and then I'm like, well, never mind, this is my favorite. And then I pick this up, and I'm like, no, this is my favorite again.
Yeah. One of the guys in one of the other episodes that we did for this, it was a whole slew of amazing multi-instrumentalists. They're called the Gilmore Quandary. And one of the guys in the band put it so well. He said, yeah, we can all play a bunch of different instruments, but we're musicians first. Do you guys feel the same way?
I always try to think with that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to play any one instrument like a guitarist or a bassist or a drummer or anything. I just want to play and serve the song and the greater good, like the whole picture.
The song comes first,
Song
they
comes
say.
first.
I think
Except for the guitar. The guitar comes now. I just have one more question. As a girl dad, I have two very young little girls, and when they're old enough and if they ever decide to start a band, what advice would y'all have for them?
Just do it. Just do it. Just keep going and be ferocious about it, and don't ever stop, and write the music that comes to you and that you want to play and that you feel. And if it comes out and it's bad, keep going. Like, you can do it as a woman. You can do anything.
That was much more inspiring than what I was just going to be like, you got to go practice.
Yeah.
Go practice and practice. And when you're not done practicing, practice some more.
Julie is right.
Yeah.
Do that too.
But also rock and roll.
I know. A very good blend of both. That's awesome. A lot of people in North Florida really look up to you guys, and I'm really, really glad to have you this evening. How about one more song? What's it called?
Blood Red.
Awesome. Let's hear it. You guys will close this out. Thank you all so much for watching. Shout out to Tucker Jones. He's the man behind the camera. He's doing everything that you guys are seeing, and it kicks major ass. And also shout out to the dark stallion over here, Mike Monahan.
Mikey.
Yeah. Actually, real quick, Cass, can you introduce the band?
Yeah, so on the drums, we have Mike Monahan, a.k.a. Monty, a.k.a. Monzo. On the guitar, we have Emma Moseley. On the guitar, we have Julie Papili. And I am Cassidy on the bass and the vocals.
So this is Blood Red. Thank you all so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
I
granddad says for my birthday, I get to go to Doubleland.